In this video, I'm going to teach you how to calculate your costs for your Etsy shop and selling digital products or printables so that you know how to make your prices profitable and effective for you. Selling digital downloads and pricing them on Etsy can be a bit of a balancing act. You want to make enough money that your shop is profitable and you actually feel good about the results, but also you can't price too high because you'll price yourself out of the market. Maybe you've been on Etsy before to look and see what other sellers were charging for products similar to yours, and the results you found were wild. Some people were selling things for 75 cents and you were thinking, how on earth can they make any money that way? And other people are selling things for $10, $20, even $50 for a digital product. With so many factors to consider when it comes to pricing your products, it definitely can be overwhelming. But the very first place you should start is knowing your numbers, doing the math and calculating exactly what your costs are so that you know what is the money I'm putting into this product before you decide on the final amount that you're going to charge for that digital product. This is what I'm going to show you how to do today, as well as give an overview of the types of expenses you might have as a digital product seller on Etsy that maybe you haven't thought about. One of the cool things about selling digital downloads too, by the way, is that it doesn't cost a lot of money to get started, and you don't have to go buy a lot of supplies or equipment. You can very quickly put printables on Etsy and sell them and be on your way to earning a profit on Etsy. Maybe you're wondering, what are my costs if I only sell digital? Maybe you think you don't have any costs, but you actually do. Even if you don't have anything physical that you're selling, you still have some material costs. So let's get into those. First, this might include software such as Canva, Adobe, or any other kind of design software that you have to pay a one-time or monthly subscription fee in order to create your products themselves. You might also be paying for Etsy keyword research tools like eRank or Marmalade or any of the others that help you research good Etsy SEO. Another possible cost for your digital or printable Etsy shop is if you're buying any kind of photography mock-ups for your products, and you could be buying those on Etsy or anywhere else online, but you may be purchasing those. The next thing you want to think about are the expenses associated with selling on Etsy themselves, like Etsy transaction fees, Etsy listing fees, Etsy ads, Etsy offsite ads, and all of these are going to vary slightly depending on whether you're paying for ads or not. And then also what country you're in. There might be slightly different fees, so you should check the Etsy Seller Handbook to get a clear idea of all of the fees that apply to you, especially if you are selling outside of the United States. But calculating your costs is not just about tangible costs as well. You might want to be considering your time and your labor that goes into the actual creation of your products. Now, I will say, you do need to keep in mind that the first couple of times you create a digital product, it's going to take you a lot longer than when you're experienced and you can do it quickly. But a couple of things you might want to consider is, how long does it take me to create each digital product? And what is my hourly rate? If I were paying myself, what is the hourly rate I would want to earn? One good thing about digital products is it is really a one-time creation for the most part, and then you can sell that same product again and again. So you're really thinking about your labor as a one-time cost as opposed to an ongoing cost. So now that you know everything that's included in your costs to create and sell digital or printable products on Etsy, it's time to get those costs organized so you have a clear picture, a full understanding of exactly how much your cost is per product. You can make a simple list on pen and paper, but I actually recommend that you use a simple spreadsheet you can create with each cost listed. And that way you can calculate different types of costs for different items within your shop. For example, you might be buying a certain type of clip art for certain products or specific fonts for some products. So you are going to see that you have different costs for the different types of products in your shop. Once you have a clear understanding of all of these costs, you can actually calculate your profit margin. This is the amount of money you're going to make on each sale after you subtract those costs that we just totaled up. To calculate your profit margin, you're going to subtract your costs from the price you plan to sell your products at. So for example, if your costs are $5 and you want to sell your printable at $10, then after subtracting those costs, your profit is another $5 or 50%. Most Etsy sellers make around 25 to 35% profit margin. So as long as you're hitting that, I think this is a great place to start if you're new. But even still, with digital products, because you don't have those ongoing physical materials you're buying, you should be seeing a profit margin of much higher than that. And most digital product sellers, this is pretty great, are actually in a range of more like 50 to 80% with their profit margin. Obviously, 50 to 80% profit margin sounds way better than 25 to 35. And this is why knowing your costs is so important to creating a profitable digital products business on Etsy. If you don't take into consideration all of your costs, you may end up pricing your products too low and breaking even, or even worse, losing money on each product. Or you might end up pricing your products too high because you're just guessing, you don't have an idea of your costs, and driving away customers by having prices that are too high. So be sure to track all of this information, your costs, your labor with your time, and make sure that you understand everything is going into your products for a effective pricing strategy that's going to help you not only price effectively, but set your Etsy shop up for success as a whole. I hope that you found this video helpful, and if you'd like to learn more about growing your Etsy business and selling digital products online, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.